Good evening. I'm Rob Walter, Board Chair, and I'd like to welcome you to the Monday, April 13th, Cabarrus County Board of Education Business Meeting and the adoption of our 26-27 budget. The first order of business here is our opening ceremony, so let's stand for the presentation of colors and the national anthem.
Presenting our nation's colors tonight are cadets from the J.M. Robinson High School Air Force JROTC, and their personnel includes Cadet Colonel Journey Powell, Cadet Major Adam Brantley, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Srivali Vilagurli, and Cadet Captain Sarabaya Vilagurli. Honoring America tonight with the singing of our national anthem were members of the Pitt School Road Elementary Chorus. The director of the Pitt School Music Program is Mr. David Barnaba. Thank you.
You may be seated. They did a fantastic job. So, board members, we have our agenda for this evening. It's been posted out there on the Diligent site. I need a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Melanie. We have a motion and a second to adopt our agenda for the evening. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, our motion for that motion has been set, and our agenda is set, and we will move right into the recognition section, and we do have a number of those. So we will welcome Mr. Phil Furr as our first presenter, and he will share the Impact Through Education Awards. Welcome.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, Dr. Kopicki, good evening. Tonight we will present Impact Through Education Awards to students and staff at W.M. Irvin Elementary School and Concord Middle School. Our sponsors for the Impact Awards are our friends at Equitable. At this time, I'd like to invite our Equitable representative, Leo Spardella, to join me at the front of the room. Before we get started with the awards, I'd like to offer our sincere thanks and gratitude to Equitable for its continued sponsorship of the Impact Through Education Awards. Tonight, Equitable continues their 16th year partnering with us to honor those making an impact in our schools with this award. We appreciate their support and thank them for helping us celebrate and recognize deserving students and staff. We also want to say a word of thanks to Concord Trophy Center for providing us with the award plaques each month. Now on to tonight's awards. May I have the WM Irvin administrative team come forward, please? Our first honoree from WM Irvin is Alexandria Lexi Doe. Lexi, please come forward with your family. Lexi Doe truly embodies the spirit of excellence, kindness, and leadership. She is one of the most helpful students at WM Irvin, often stepping in to assist others without ever needing to be asked. Her willingness to help classmates, teachers, and friends makes her a valued member of the WM Irvin community. Lexi's teachers say she is an outstanding student who is incredibly bright and a wonderful friend in the classroom, always showing kindness and a genuine willingness to help anyone who needs it. Lexi's curiosity and dedication shine in everything she does. She has been a member of the VEX robotics team for the past 2 years, where she has proven to be a hardworking and encouraging teammate. Recently, she represented Irvin at the All Systems Go STEM event, highlighting girls in STEM, where she collaborated with students from STEM middle and high schools from across the district. Lexi works hard, encourages those around her, and isn't afraid to make mistakes because she knows that's how we learn and grow. Although she may be quiet around the school, Lexi confidently uses a big voice on the school broadcast as she shares the P2 character traits that she not only talks about, but truly lives out each day. Lexi's infectious smile, kind heart, and calm focus make her a natural leader who inspires those around her. Congratulations, Lexi. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for WM Irvin Elementary School. They can go. Thank you. Our next honoree from WM Irvin is Timothy Ernst. Timothy, could you please come forward with your family? Don't be nervous, I'm reading. Timothy Ernst is someone who truly exemplifies what it means to be an exceptional student both in and out of the classroom. He has a creative mind when it comes to solving problems, and he approaches challenges with thoughtfulness, determination, and always a smile on his face. Timothy's teacher says Timothy is an outstanding student who consistently excels academically while also demonstrating exceptional character in the classroom, always showing kindness and a willingness to help others succeed. Timothy is a natural leader who can be trusted to do the right thing without reminders from adults. He consistently sets a wonderful example for the younger Eagles in the school community by being respectful, considerate, inclusive, and service-oriented. Known as a friend to everyone, Timothy treats others with kindness and encourages those around him to do their best. This year, Timothy has been an active member of both the VEX robotics team and the Battle of the Books team. He has been a supportive teammate who encourages others, and he played an important role in helping the WM Irvin Battle of the Books team bring home the championship trophy for the first time in 14 years. He sets high expectations for himself and inspires others through his leadership, empathy, and positive attitude, and it is a joy to watch his growth and success. Congratulations, Timothy. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for WM Irvin Elementary School. Also from WM Irvin is support staff member Melissa Sansberry. Ms. Sansberry, please come forward with your family. We're proud to recognize an individual whose impact on students and staff members at WM Irvin Elementary School is truly remarkable. Melissa Sansberry, one of the dedicated Title I tutors at WM Irvin, works with small groups of students across all grade levels every single day, focused on filling learning gaps and helping students move forward with confidence. Ms. Sansberry brings humor, enthusiasm, and creativity to everything she does. From the moment she arrives until the end of the day, she uses every minute to support students and build meaningful relationships with children, teachers, and staff. One colleague shared, "I've learned so much from her and have lost count of the number of laughs and smiles she's responsible for at WM Irvin this year." Always wearing a smile, Ms. Sansberry goes out of her way to ask how she can help others. Her work with students is compassionate and caring, and every interaction reflects her genuine kindness and dedication. She puts children first, ensuring their needs are met with both professionalism and warmth. Ms. Sansberry truly embodies what it means to be a team player and a support staff member who contributes to the success of the entire school community. Today, we celebrate not only her accomplishments, but also her spirit and the positive difference she makes every day. Congratulations, Melissa. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for WM Irvin Elementary School.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And finally, from WM Irvin is teacher Tara Anthony. Miss Anthony, please come forward with your family. Today, we're proud to celebrate Ms. Tara Anthony, an educator who epitomizes the exceptional in the EC program at WM Irvin Elementary School as an Impact Through Education Award winner. Ms. Anthony has built meaningful relationships with students across the entire school. She makes it a point to greet students by name and connect with them each day. Even during her morning arrival and afternoon dismissal duties, times that could be used as planning time, she chooses to be present with students, setting the tone for a positive start to their day and reminding them one last time how important they are before they go home. In the classroom, Ms. Anthony holds high expectations for every student while making sure they feel supported along the way. She often reminds them, "I'm looking for progress, not perfection," encouraging them to grow, take risks, and keep learning. From day one, she uses every minute of instructional time to help students succeed, blending trusted old-school teaching methods with innovative approaches to reach every learner. Ms. Anthony is also a trusted mentor to both students and staff members. She builds strong relationships with families and is always willing to tap into additional resources to support her students. Her leadership creates an environment where others feel supported and inspired to grow. Her dedication, heart for students, and commitment to excellence have made a lasting impact on the school community. Tonight, we celebrate not only her hard work, but the countless lives she has influenced through her strength, kindness, and leadership. Congratulations, Tara. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for WM Irvin Elementary School. We'll now continue with our April Impact Through Education Awards by welcoming Concord Middle School. May I have the Concord Middle administrative team come forward, please? Our first honoree from Concord Middle is Chloe Myrie. Chloe, please come forward with your family. Chloe Myrie represents the heart and spirit of Concord Middle School. From the moment you meet her, her kindness, respectfulness, and warm smile stand out. Chloe brings positivity into every space she enters, and her ability to lead, listen, and support others has made a lasting impact on both her peers and her teachers. During her time at Concord Middle School, Chloe has grown into a remarkable young leader who excels both academically and personally. She consistently demonstrates dedication to her studies and has earned honor roll recognition. Her hard work and character have also led to her being selected as Minor of the Month. Chloe is deeply involved in the school community. She is a proud member of the band program, a student athlete, an active member of student council, and part of the yearbook staff, helping capture the memories that make middle school special. She also serves as captain of the minor girls cheer team, where she leads by example with encouragement, responsibility, and dedication. While her accomplishments are impressive, it is Chloe's character that truly sets her apart. She is kind, thoughtful, and always willing to help others. For her leadership, integrity, and positive influence, Chloe Myrie has been selected as Concord Middle School's Impact Through Education Award winner. Congratulations, Chloe. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner.
There we go. 3, 1, 2, 3. I got it. Congratulations.
Our next honoree from Concord Middle School is Grace Pickard. Grace, please come forward with your family. Grace is the definition of a gold standard student and shining example of what it means to be a Concord minor. She is an exceptional scholar who is respected and admired by both her peers and her teachers. Grace approaches her academics with dedication, responsibility, and a strong work ethic. Currently enrolled in Math 1 as an 8th grader, she continually challenges herself academically and has maintained a place on the honor roll through her commitment to excellence. Grace's leadership extends far beyond the classroom. She currently serves as the student council president at Concord Middle School, where she works to ensure her classmates feel connected, engaged, and excited about school. She helps organize events, lead fundraisers, and advocate for ideas that make school a positive experience for all. Grace has also been a dedicated leader on the minor girls cheer team, serving as a captain for 2 seasons. She leads with encouragement and positivity while mentoring younger teammates and helping them build confidence. What truly sets Grace apart is her willingness to serve others. Whether helping teachers, supporting classmates, or assisting her coaches, she leads with kindness and maturity. Congratulations, Grace. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Concord Middle School.
Congratulations.
Next from Concord Middle is staff member James Leeper. Mr. Leeper, please come forward with your family. Mr. James Leeper is one of the strongest pillars of the Concord Middle School community, making a meaningful difference in the lives of students every single day. A devoted husband and father of 4, Coach Leeper brings the same care, commitment, and compassion he shows his own family into his work with students. He has a presence in the halls that is impossible to miss. Students are drawn to him because they know they are seen, valued, and supported. His impact goes far beyond academics. He takes time to understand students as individuals, supporting their social, emotional, and personal growth. For many, he is a mentor, a role model, and a trusted adult when they need one most. To so many at Concord Middle, Coach Leeper is more than just an educator. He is a father figure, a confidant, and someone who constantly reminds students of their worth and potential. His belief that every student can succeed is clear in the relationships he builds each day. As coach of the Concord Miners 8th grade basketball team, he teaches more than the game. He instills character, accountability, and perseverance, helping young men understand that the habits they build now will shape their future. Coach Leeper believes deeply that education and opportunity can change lives, and through his work, he continues to leave a lasting impact on the entire Concord Middle School community. Congratulations, James. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Concord Middle School. And finally, from Concord Middle is teacher Keandra McKinney. Ms. McKinney, please come forward with your family. Keandra McKinney is an outstanding 6th grade science teacher at Concord Middle School and a powerful example of the difference a passionate educator can make. Even in her first year, she has already become an influential leader and an invaluable part of the school community. Ms. McKinney brings energy, dedication, and a genuine love for helping students learn and grow. Her passion for science and student success is evident in every lesson and every interaction. Through hands-on labs, creative instruction, and thoughtful planning, she makes science come alive in ways that engage and inspire her students. But her impact goes far beyond the classroom. Ms. McKinney understands that teaching is about more than content. She takes time to support her students' social and emotional needs, creating a classroom where students feel safe, encouraged, and capable of success. She is also deeply committed to growing as an educator. She collaborates with colleagues and instructional leaders, welcomes feedback, and quickly applies new strategies to strengthen her teaching. She advocates for students, supports her peers, and consistently brings positivity and professionalism to everything she does. There is no doubt Ms. McKinney will be one of those teachers students remember for years to come, the one who inspired them and made them believe in themselves. Congratulations, Keandra, on being an Impact Through Education Award winner for Concord Middle School.
Congratulations.
This concludes our Impact Awards presentations for tonight. Congratulations to all our recipients, and thanks again to our partners, Equitable.
Thank you, Mr. Furr. We're going to stick with you here for 4.02, and that's the Hillbush Ford Teacher of the Month.
That is me this month, yes. Good evening to you, Mr. Chair, board members, Dr. Kopicki, and our viewing audiences both here and watching the live stream. It is my pleasure tonight to recognize our Hillbush Ford Teachers of the Month, thanks to Mother Nature, for March and April. We will begin tonight with March. We would like to offer our sincere thanks and gratitude to Mr. Tim Bone and Mr. Josh Forrester and their team at Hillbush Ford for their tremendous generosity and continued sponsorship of this wonderful recognition program. Our Hillbush Ford Teacher of the Month for March is Hannah Riley, a second grade teacher at Wolf Meadow Elementary School. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Riley, her family, and any members of the Wolf Meadow administrative team in attendance to join me up front. Ms. Riley was nominated by a parent for this award. Tonight, I want to share the nomination that was submitted. Ms. Riley exemplifies kindness, love, and professionalism with our child, Maggie. She has excellent open communication with all her parents. Our daughter was sick earlier this year, and Ms. Riley messaged me and offered to collect all my daughter's Valentine's cards and the activities that the students received that day. She said she would save them for Maggie because she knew how excited Maggie was for their class celebration. Luckily, Maggie got to attend school on Valentine's Day, but we have never had a teacher reach out to us to ensure our daughter wasn't excluded for a classroom event due to a sickness. Ms. Riley is the perfect example of inclusion and is a valuable asset to the Wolf Meadow family. Ms. Riley, thank you for the impact you've made to teach, engage, and inspire the students and families at Wolf Meadow Elementary School. Congratulations on your selection as Cabarrus County Schools Hillbush Ford Teacher of the Month.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. I got it. Congratulations, Hannah.
Picture.
Congratulations.
Our Hillbush Ford Teacher of the Month for April is Kara Landers, an exceptional children's teacher at Northwest Cabarrus High School. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Landers, her family, and any members of the Northwest Cabarrus administrative team in attendance to join me up front. Ms. Landers was nominated by multiple parents for this award. Tonight, I want to share a summary of those nominations. Ms. Landers, the Northwest Cabarrus High School Teacher of the Year, is an outstanding educator and role model who is deeply loved by her students. She shows genuine care and concern for all students, going above and beyond to support them academically and personally, especially through her leadership in the EC program and her dedication to helping students succeed with their IEPs. She is always willing to help any student in need and somehow balances it all without complaint, from leading events like the senior cookout and prom to supporting Special Olympics, all the while teaching full-time and raising her own family. Her passion for students and commitment to making a difference are evident in everything she does, and Northwest Cabarrus High School would not be the same without her. Ms. Landers, thank you for the impact you've made to teach, engage, and inspire the students and families at Northwest Cabarrus High School. Congratulations on your selection as Cabarrus County Schools Hillbush Ford Teacher of the Month. He'll take your picture.
Group photo first. All right. 1, 3. 1 again. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. And you can come back to my dot after
Yep.
shaking
You
hands.
can shake your hand.
Yeah. Now? Yeah.
It's a well-oiled machine. When somebody's absent, it's not a well-oiled machine anymore.
1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Got it. Congratulations.
This is why absenteeism is such a problem in schools.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Furr. We're going to move on to 4.04, which is the Everyday Hero Award winners. And do we have Mr. Chuck Taylor that's going to come to the podium? Welcome.
Good evening, board members. Dr. Kopicki. Tonight it is my pleasure to present this award to the grounds department, including James Waldrop, Ray Mullis, Kent Louder, who is not with us tonight, Brian Brown, Cody Brown, Calvin Deal, Brandon Furr, Zach Furr, Joe Hatley, Bill Howe, Chris Morris, Adam Newsom, and Chris Ritchie, Tristan Spears, and Robert Troll, who is also not with us tonight.
We're going to have him come up.
Yeah, if you gentlemen will come forward. So as you all know, we had significant challenges with the 2 winter storms this year. I'm sorry, I have quite a crew here. Goes without saying, we're no longer allowed in any of the Golden Corrals. Next slide, please. So kind of the timeline of this, the first event came in on January 26th to the January 29th. I'm not going to read this entire slide, but we know that first storm come in, laid it down pretty heavy. We weren't really expecting that at the time. It come up quick on us. These are the 15 men minus the 2 I named that are the vanguard for these storms. They're the ones that get out in the equipment, grab the shovels. They make our schools safe to access, and I might add, we're always ahead of DOT. The second storm was February 1st to February 4th, and we all know the heavy snowfall that fell then. Once again, these guys were in when everybody else was still at home, still asleep, and nice and warm. They were out battling this. These are definitely my everyday heroes, but they are definitely your everyday heroes. Let's give them a big round. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I was. No, Ray. Ray trying to get up to the front of the line.
You going outside for pictures?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Taylor. We're going to move on to 4.05, which is the 2025-26 fall winter Cabarrus County Schools State Champions. And we have Mr. Brian Tyson. Are you here? Somewhere? We're going to go. Guess he's got everybody lined up outside. Is he ready to go? There he is. Welcome, Mr. Tyson.
I want to make a grand entrance. Y'all come up here. Come up here up front. We got quite a crowd here tonight too, so we'll have to pack them in there. Well, that went went better than I thought. So we did have a little bit more room. So that's a good thing, though. We've had many state champions this winter. So that's what we're here to celebrate tonight. We had some hiccups with getting them in here a little bit earlier, but we're glad to have them at this April meeting. We had a great winter season for CCS athletics. We had 10 individual state champions, 3 relay teams, and 1 team state champion. So when I call your name out and recognize you, just stick your hand up and step forward a minute, and so we can recognize you fully. We're going to start off with boys wrestling, and we have Cameron Goo. Cameron is right here. Cameron is a senior at Mount Pleasant High School, and he won the 4A division of 132 pounds by Penn. He had a 60-1 record this year, and believe this or not, I had to double check my facts here. Cameron has a 202 wins against only 14 losses for his career. That is an amazing career. And Cameron plans on going to Lynchburg College next year and continuing his wrestling program there. Girls wrestling, we have Michaela Johnson from Cox Mill High School. Michaela is in the 7A classification. She won the 165-pound division by Penn. Michaela will probably be down here another year or two because Michaela's only a sophomore. And she had a 24-3 record this year, and she is also a track athlete. So congratulations, Michaela. Now to one of our teams that won this winter. We have the boys indoor track team from J.M. Robinson. So we have 4 coaches here tonight that coach them up very well. We have Coach Aaron Tucker. We have Coach Elijah Brewer. We have Coach Isla Mumford and Coach Brandon Wilson with us tonight. The team scored 78 points to blow away the next competition of Franklin High School, which only had 46 points. So everybody contributed to a great team effort of scoring 78 points. So the roster for the men's team is Kamari Pinkston, which I don't think Kamari's here yet, right? We have Aiden Tabor. Cameron Tucker, Cam. You guys have seen Cam before many times down here. DeMonte Barr. Mason Coleman. Nehemiah Chung. Chase Tompkins, and Jaden Covington. Congratulations to the boys indoor track team. Of that team, we had some relay teams that won. J.M. Robinson's 4x200 meter relay team won with a time of 1 minute 30.27 seconds. The relay team members are, you stick your hand up again, Aiden Tabor, DeMonte Barr, Nehemiah Chung, and Cam Tucker. The 4x400 meter relay team also won with a time of 3 minutes 24.72 seconds. The 4x400 team members consist of Mason Coleman, DeMonte Barr, Nehemiah Chung, and Cam Tucker. We had men's individual indoor state champions. First was 5A state champion was Cam Tucker. Cam is a senior. Cam's keeping his options open, and Cam will be running at a Division I school for certain. He won the 55 meters in 6.29 seconds and the 300 meter in 32.75 seconds. He was the 5A meet MVP, and Cam's got numerous state championships already, and I'm sure we'll see him down here in the spring as well. So congratulations, Cam. Grady Anderson of Hickory Ridge High School, I don't think he's in attendance. He couldn't come, but we're going to recognize him. Grady is a junior at Hickory Ridge, won the 7A 1600 meters in 4 minutes 21 seconds and 58 seconds. 7A, moving on to West Cabarrus High School, Elijah Monroe. Elijah is a senior at West Cabarrus, and he won the 7A in the 55 meters at 6.26 seconds. I kidded with him, we was going to get him and Cam to race out here in the parking lot one before we left. Winner takes all, right? All right, the last one we had of the individual boys champions of the indoor track was Julian Williams. Julian is a junior of Northwest Cabarrus High School. He won the 5A triple jump with 45 feet and 5 inches. Congratulations, Julian. Now to some of our female athletes. We had 3 women's indoor track individual state champions. One could not be here tonight, was Cam's sister, is Corin. She is a senior also, and by the way, they're twins, so I didn't even know that till tonight. It kind of snuck by me. But they're twins, so great genetics in that family, a lot of fast twitch fiber there. So she won the 300 meters at 39.73 seconds. She also placed second in the 55 meter dash, and we just want to congratulate her as well. Next we had Mariah Logan. She is a senior at Northwest Cabarrus High School. She won the 5A triple jump at 35 feet, 11.75 inches, and she also placed second in the long jump. Congratulations, Mariah. And last but not least on the indoor track was Sophia Whitaker. Sophia is also only a junior. She's at West Cabarrus High School, and she won the 7A shot put at 38 feet, 9.5 inches. Congratulations, Sophia. Now we move to our last category of girls swimming. We have again, J.M. Robinson, the 5A. We have, they won the 200 medley relay, and those team members are Peyton Latier, Callie Copeland, Reagan Sherwood, and Kara King. And they set a new school record of 1 minute 57.39 seconds. Congratulations, ladies. And last but not least, she's a returner down here, is Lily Hermans. Stick your hand up, Lily, make sure they know you. Okay. All right, so Lily is a 4-time individual state champion. She is from Concord High School. She won the 5A 50-yard freestyle at 23.69 seconds and the 100-yard freestyle at 51.47 seconds. So congratulations, Lily. And And by the way, Lily will be attending UNC Wilmington next year to further her swimming career. She also got a merit scholarship to study biology in the Honor College, so congratulations. And A.D. Little, he did want me to recognize the boys swim team as they did finish second in the state in the 5A. So they were very close to winning the state championship as well and being up here with us tonight. So that ends our state championship recognitions. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming. Congratulations on being a state champion. I told them back there in the room that somebody might steal your ring, somebody might steal your medal, but you're always going to be a state champion. That's something nobody can take away from you. And we're proud of you, not only proud of you for your athletic prowess, but also for your academic prowess and your community support, the things that you do in the community and for their kids too. So being great role models, and we certainly appreciate you, and congratulations. If you guys will come around and shake the board members' hands. Make a line here and you'll go down the line and shake each board member's hand. Coming up there with him.
Good things ahead.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Great accomplishment. Great accomplishment.
Congratulations.
Great accomplishment.
Congratulations.
Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Great work.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Good things ahead. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well done. Well done.
Congratulations.
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 Well, either way. Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
Now that's pretty impressive. We're going to move on to 4.06. Recognize some of our own here. We have Cabarrus County School Social Worker of the Year. And do we have Miss Amy Jewell in the room? She was in the room. Okay, well, welcome Amy Jewell. There you are to the podium.
Good evening, Mr. Board Chair, members of the board, and Dr. Kopicki. Thank you for the opportunity to recognize one of our outstanding team members this evening. It is truly an honor to stand before you and celebrate a school social worker whose impact reaches far beyond the walls of her building, someone who embodies the very heart and soul of this profession. So at this time, I would like to invite Ms. Brandy Harris to come forward with her family, as well as any administrators here tonight to support Ms. Harris. It is my privilege to introduce Brandy Harris, a leader, advocate, and trusted partner to all of our students, families, and staff across Cabarrus County Schools. In her role at the Opportunity School, she supports students during pivotal moments in their educational journey, helping them reconnect, build confidence, and move forward on a path towards success. Ms. Harris is described by her peers as a mentor and advocate and a constant source of strength. Ms. Harris leads with empathy, collaboration, and a steady, calming presence, even in the most difficult of situations. She builds strong relationships, brings people together, and ensures that every student feels seen, supported, and understands their incredible worth within this community and beyond. Her impact extends beyond any one school, strengthening systems, partnerships, and outcomes for students across our district. For over a decade, she has helped shape her school into exactly what it should be, an opportunity. An opportunity for students to be understood, an opportunity for growth, and an opportunity for a different path forward. Please join me in congratulating our Cabarrus County School Social Worker of the Year, Ms. Brandy Harris.
Okay, so our next recognition is going to be our Cabarrus County Schools Instructional Technology Facilitator of the Year. And I'm going to welcome Mr. Dustin Shue to the podium. Welcome.
Good evening to the members of the board and Superintendent Kopicki. My name is Meredith Bates, and I'm our lead ITF and Digital Resource Manager, and I work out of our Technology Department. Tonight, we're going to recognize the ITF of the Year, and I would like to invite Susan and her family to come forward. It's my honor to recognize this year's Instructional Technology Facilitator of the Year, someone who truly embodies what it means to lead, support, and inspire through technology. Susan exemplifies 21st century leadership by supporting teachers and integrating technology in meaningful and effective ways. Through coaching, modeling, and professional learning, she makes technology approachable, purposeful, and empowering for staff. Staff describes her as patient, encouraging, and always willing to help. Someone who meets people where they are and helps them grow. What really stands out is her commitment to students. She consistently works to create equitable and ongoing access to high-quality learning, helping teachers remove barriers and reach each learner. Because of her work, classrooms are more engaging, more personalized, and more inclusive. Simply put, she's been a driving force in strengthening digital learning and fostering a culture of collaboration, innovation, and continual growth. Please join me in congratulating the ITF of the Year, Susan Spinell.
All right, our next is the School Library Media Coordinator of the Year.
Good evening, members of the board and Dr. Kopicki. My name is Tina Platek. I am the lead librarian for Cabarrus County Schools. I would like to welcome Mount Pleasant Middle School's administration and Ms. Caitlin Searcy, our School Library Media Coordinator of the Year for Cabarrus County Schools, up front. It is truly an honor to celebrate an extraordinary media coordinator and instructional leader, Ms. Caitlin Searcy. Caitlin stands out in her work by proactively offering support to teachers and students to enhance instruction and improve outcomes. Caitlin has transformed Mount Pleasant Media Center to be the heart and the hub of the school. Her commitment to people has encouraged strong, authentic relationships. Caitlin has become a driving force for innovation in areas of artificial intelligence, digital literacy, and inquiry learning. Caitlin offers a number of programs that encourage a sense of belonging. From Battle of the Books to Lunch Buddy programs, Caitlin has created opportunities for students to not only grow academically, but to discover who they are. Congratulations to Cabarrus County Schools School Library Media Coordinator, Ms. Caitlin Searcy.
All right, so next up will be U.S. Presidential Scholar Recognition. Mr. Palmer and Ms. Ritter here too. Okay, welcome.
Good evening, Board Chair, Dr. Pickey, members of the board. We are honored to recognize our presidential scholar candidates. So the United States Presidential Scholars Program was established in 1964 by executive order of the President to recognize and honor some of our nation's most distinguished graduating high school seniors. In 1973, the program was extended to recognize students who demonstrated exceptional talent in the visual, creative, and performing arts. In 2015, the program was again extended to recognize students who demonstrated the ability and accomplishment in career and technical education fields. Each year, up to 161 students are named U.S. Presidential Scholars, one of the nation's highest honors for high school students. The scholars represent excellence in education and the promise of greatness in young people. The general program candidates are identified based on SAT and ACT scores. Our general program candidate is from Cox Mill High School, Ratvik Dandy, and unfortunately I was informed this morning that he would be unable to attend tonight, but we still wanted to recognize his great accomplishment.
Good evening. The CTE U.S. Presidential Scholar Program recognizes and honors students for their excellence and outstanding scholarship and demonstrated ability and accomplishment in career and technical education fields. This year's Cabarrus County Schools CTE U.S. Presidential Scholars are Grace Pejito and Chris Akana, both from Central Cabarrus High School. If Grace will come to the front, please. Chris was unable to join us tonight, but thanks for being here, Grace. These students represent the best of North Carolina's outstanding scholarship qualities in the CTE category. Thank you.
It's a very impressive recognition. Okay, we're going to move on to 4.10, which is the Governor's School recognitions. We're going to welcome Ms. Jenny Fast to the podium. Are we ready for that one? I think there are 25 students, so they are probably out in the hallway. We'll give her just a minute. Good evening.
Good evening, Board Chair, Dr. Kopicki, members of the school board. It is my great pleasure to recognize an exceptional group of students tonight from Cabarrus County Schools who have earned the prestigious honor of being selected for the North Carolina Governor's School this summer. This year, 25 outstanding students from our district have been invited to participate in this distinguished program. They represent a wide array of disciplines, including academics, the arts, and world languages, showcasing the remarkable talent, dedication, and diversity of strengths found among our students. The North Carolina's Governor's School is the oldest statewide summer residential program for academically and intellectually gifted high school students in the nation. Being selected is a significant achievement that reflects not only a student's talent, but also their passion for learning, creativity, and commitment to excellence. We are incredibly proud of these students, their families, and the educators who have supported them on their journey. Please join me in congratulating our Governor's School selectees. I will now call their name and their school. Sonia Kazada Arden from Central Cabarrus High School. Ariane Chodari.
Let's step forward and let me get your picture when she calls your name.
Yes.
Is that cool?
Yes, and
All right.
some of these are not here. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
From Cox Mill, Kaushik Metamanere from Hickory Ridge. Jadeep Midi from West Cabarrus. Hannah Smith, West Cabarrus. Navita Srinivasan from Concord. Eunice Uche from J.M. Robinson. Hansika Chinuri from Hickory Ridge. Sage Dilworth, Cox Mill High School. Grayson Hanley, Cox Mill High School. Kushi Shamara, Cox Mill High School. William Hudson, Mount Pleasant. Anjali Angretti from Hickory Ridge. Manaswini Ganta from Northwest Cabarrus. Laura Goodman, Cabarrus Tech Early College. Avantika Nairi, Cox Mill. Sunjeet Nathan, Cox Mill. Lydia Wilson, Cox Mill. Callie Parks, West Cabarrus. Johannes Hernandez, West Cabarrus. Gabriel Bravo, West Cabarrus. Jada Gould, West Cabarrus. Nolan Wingfield, Concord High School. Arlene Constantino Mora, Northwest Cabarrus. And Kelsey Pompey, Hickory Ridge. Congratulations. Shake.
Okay, for our last recognition, 4.11, we have the CTE student recognitions, and Ms. Melanie Ritter is at the podium. Welcome.
Good evening. Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Kopicki, district office staff, school administrators, school staff, students, and families. It is with great pride and enthusiasm that I share the outstanding accomplishments of our students who have excelled through their participation in career and technical student organizations, also known as CTSOs. These organizations provide powerful platforms for students to apply their classroom knowledge, develop leadership and technical skills, and represent Cabarrus County schools at the regional, state, and national levels. Their dedication, professionalism, and achievements are a reflection of the high-quality CTE programs we offer and the unwavering support of our educators, families, and community partners. Before we begin, I would like to invite Ms. Kendra Glover to the front for recognition as well. Ms. Glover has led our CTSO efforts this year, managing all aspects of the process, including the paperwork, advisor training, and district-to-school communication. She has gone above and beyond to support our advisors and coordinate state and national field trips. Thank you, Ms. Glover, for all of your hard work and dedication to our programs. Tonight we will recognize the North Carolina State Competition first place winners for DECA, FBLA, and FCCLA.
All right. Good evening, everyone. We'll begin with recognition for our DECA chapters. DECA is aligned to our CTE marketing curriculum. North Carolina DECA prepares emerging leaders and entrepreneurs in marketing, finance, hospitality, and management. From Cox Mill High School, advised by Allison Finley and Emmy Coral. And a lot of our folks couldn't be with us tonight, but we're thankful for these who are, and they're going to step forward when I say their names. So from Cox Mill DECA, Harshini Balusu, Srita Sridhar, and Ellen Way were first place in Business Services Operations. Akshitha Muthukumar and Divya Hasija were first place in Community Awareness Project. Yashvi Kandiala, first place in Hotel and Lodging Management. Braden Spiker and Kyle Snyder, first place in Sports and Entertainment Operations Research. And from Hickory Ridge High School, advised by Brian Harrison, we have Harini Balaji, first place in Innovation Plan. And then Sharanya Jagalamudi, first place in Personal Financial Literacy. And Hansika Chinuri, first place in Principles of Hospitality and Tourism. Next, we'll recognize our FBLA students. FBLA is aligned with our CTE Business and Finance curriculum. FBLA provides students with leadership opportunities as well as a means to compete with other students in regional, state, and national conferences. FBLA first place winners from Hickory Ridge High School, advised by Melissa Thompson, are Shreyans Akuthoda, first place in Retail Management. And then placing first in the Team Virtual Business Challenge are Akshivari, Augustia Denuru, and Shreyans Anareddy. Thank you. And then I'm going to welcome our FCCLA advisors, Tiffany Boland from Concord High School, and Jennifer Hill from Central Cabarrus High School. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Next, we will recognize our Family Career Community Leaders students. FCCLA is aligned with our CTE Family Consumer Sciences courses. The coursework for FCCLA helps the students and teachers focus on a variety of youth concerns, including parenting, family relationships, substance abuse, peer pressure, sustainability, nutrition, and fitness, teen violence, and career preparation in 4 specific career pathways. At Central Cabarrus, we had a first place winner for the state conference, Chris Icona, in fashion and construction. And then I would introduce Tiffany Voland, our Concord FCCLA advisor, to recognize her students.
And then at Concord High School, and winning first place for the chapter service project display, Ava Thomas and Dulce Velasquez.
A huge congratulations to all of our students, and an even bigger thank you to our advisors who spent countless hours preparing our students for competitions and next level work in all of our CTE programs. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our recognitions. Board members, we want to take a break or we want to continue? Keep going? All right, so we'll move on to section 5, which is the approval of our minutes from last month. We have minutes from our work session on March 2nd and our business meeting from March 16th. If you had an opportunity to review those, are there any changes? If not, I'd need a motion and a second to approve those.
So moved.
Thank you, Craig.
Second.
Thank you, Sam. Okay, so we do have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, those minutes are approved. So we'll move on to our next section, which is going to be board chair comments. But before I do that, I forgot to do the recognitions, or not the recognitions, but the introductions on our opening ceremony. So kind of a introduction and roll call. So the folks up here on the dais to my left are Miss Madison Little, our teacher representative. We have a board member, Shannon Lancaster, board member, Catherine Moore, board member, Sam Treadaway, our superintendent, Dr. Kapicki, and to my right is our board vice chair, Greg Mills, our board member, Pam Escobar, board member, Melanie Freeman, our board attorney, William Eisenhower, and our board clerk, Lori Furr. So we'll move on to 6.01, which is board chair comments, and my comments tonight are, as we move towards the end of the school year, the board and I would like to thank our teachers and staff for their hard work this year. We're especially excited to celebrate the class of 2026 in about a month. Graduation really represents more than just a milestone. It represents years of support, persistence, and opportunity provided by our schools and community. That makes the work that we're doing here locally even more important, because we are ensuring that the same level and opportunity continues for the students that follow. Tonight's discussion and vote around the budget and bond will be about making thoughtful, responsible decisions to support our students, staff now and into the future. Moving on to 6.02 is our superintendent comments, and I'll hand that to John Kapicki.
Thank you, Mr. Walter. Just a few brief reminders to all parents. I would ask you to watch for the parent square that will be coming out this Wednesday, April 15th, on the opportunity for our children to retest on their end of course, end of grade exams. That will be coming from Parent Square, so please take note of that and please reply to it. Also, to our community, our parent engagement survey is available now on our website. I would ask all of you to please participate in that and give us the appropriate feedback that you feel appropriate. The upcoming Gibson Art Mills Festival, Youth Arts Month Festival is this Friday, April 17th from 5 to 8 p.m. at Gibson's Mill Market. We will also be celebrating our Special Olympics this Wednesday and Thursday at the Cabarrus County Arena. And I'd like to thank all those who participated in the career fair this weekend. We had over 550 people turn out for that career fair, which was very successful. So I thank all of our workers who were there this Saturday to help with that. And then lastly, just a quick reminder to folks that our graduation schedule is on our website, and graduation is quickly going to be upon us, beginning on Saturday, May 16th with our early colleges and our Cabarrus Health Science Institute. On Wednesday, May 20th, the Performance Learning Center and the Cabarrus Virtual Academy will be graduating. On Thursday, May 21st, Central Cabarrus High School, Hickory Ridge High School, J.M. Robinson and Mount Pleasant High School will be graduating. And then finally on Friday, May 22nd, Northwest Cabarrus High School, West Cabarrus High School, Concord High School, and Cox Mill High Schools will graduate. Those graduations will take place at the Cabarrus Arena, and the early colleges and the Cabarrus Health Science Institute will graduate from West Cabarrus High School. And then lastly, as we celebrate this evening all of the students that came across the dais, and we acknowledge all their successes, it's just kind of reminded and reinforced me what we always talk about, that our students are fantastic wherever they go and wherever they compete. And you saw that result this evening, that we are successful on a state level, on a regional level, and on a national level. Our students are outstanding. They're very well prepared. I want to thank and commend our teachers for all the work that they do on a daily basis with our students, and to our families for your partnership with your students, with your children, and when they come to school. They continue to exhibit excellent performance and do an outstanding job of just being excellent and succeeding. So we thank them for that, and we continue to expect to see much more of that. It took us over an hour this evening to recognize all of our students and many accomplishments and achievements. They were in all the different extracurricular activities, athletics, sports, theater, academics, you name it. Our kids are excellent. We appreciate that, so I thank you for that. Mr. Walter?
Thank you, Dr. Kapicki. Before I move on to 6.03, just want to give an explanation here. We've received emails, calls, and several people that are signed up to speak tonight have shared concerns that there's that students in transition are using a bathroom of their choice, and the school board doesn't have a policy on that. So I've asked our attorney to answer some questions and give us some background. How are complaints of this matter handled? What is the role of the board? What is the role of the superintendent? And what does your local legal research and law tell you the law is on this matter? So I'm going to hand that to Mr. William Eisenhower for the response.
Thank you. Good evening. As the board chair indicated, he asked me tonight to provide a brief update on the current status of Title IX and its implications for the Cabarrus County Board of Education and Cabarrus County Schools. The Cabarrus County Board of Education is required to comply with applicable federal and state laws regarding all of its operations. These laws can vary from employment matters to construction matters to student matters. I've been asked tonight to provide information during this open session regarding Title IX, which is the federal law that prohibits educational institutions that receive federal funds from sex-based discrimination. There is a legal decision involving Title IX that public school boards in North Carolina must follow. That is Grimm versus Gloucester County School Board. That was a court case involving a transgender student attending a Virginia high school who sued the local school board after the student was forced to use the school bathroom based on the student's biological sex. In 2020, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, which interprets federal law as applied in North Carolina, ruled against the local school board in the Grimm case and held that as a matter of law, it is a violation of Title IX for a school board to have a policy requiring a transgender student to use the bathroom consistent with their biological sex. To do so, according to the Fourth Circuit, constitutes sex-based discrimination. There are many people in this county who agree or disagree with the Grimm decision. Both perspectives are entitled to their opinions, and individuals have the right under the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution to peacefully petition their elected officials to change laws they disagree with. What neither side has the right to do is to expect or require elected officials to violate the law. So whether one agrees or disagrees with Grimm, the Cabarrus County Board of Education is obligated to comply with the decision. Cabarrus County schools do not have a separate bathroom policy as some school systems do. Our existing board policies are intended to provide a safe, respectful, and non-discriminatory environment to protect the rights, safety, and privacy of all students, consistent with applicable law. In the student bathroom context, this means that the small number of transgender students who are uncomfortable using a male or female only facility may opt to use a single user or private bathroom. In the even rarer instance that a transgender student opts to use a bathroom that does not correspond to their biological sex, the district addresses the situation at each school on a case-by-case basis with the goal of addressing concerns of all students and their families. Recently, some residents have asked if North Carolina House Bill 805 requires boy and girl only bathrooms. It does not. The law defines male and female based upon biological sex and requires separate sleeping quarters for overnight school-sponsored trips. It does not require male or female only bathrooms. The Board of Education has recently revised its existing policies to comply with HB 805. Similarly, federal executive orders apply to federal agencies and generally do not apply to local school systems. This board will continue to carefully monitor the developments in this area, including changes or clarification in the law, and will make any necessary policy changes. When there's a lack of clarity about the scope and reach of the law, the board and its legal counsel, in consultation with local, state, and federal authorities, will continue to strive to fashion policies and procedures that consider the current state of the law without compromising the interests of our students.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. Eisenhower. All right, we're going to move into our guest speaker section. We do have 8 individuals that have signed up, and I guess I need to read this 7.01, so let me do that. Guest speakers addressing the board. Now is the time for public comment. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to speak as an individual, or a group may speak up, or representing a group may speak up to 5 minutes. That's at our discretion to express interests and concerns related to official business of the school district or board. The speakers will be called in the order of which we received the request. A person may not be substituted for a speaker, nor by one speaker donate time to another speaker. If the speaker runs out of time, then the speaker may leave additional information with the board clerk. Statements reasonably perceived to be disruptive or imminently threatening to the orderly operation of the meeting shall not be permitted. I have the authority to rule a speaker out of order. If a speaker or attendee is willfully interrupts, disturbs, or disrupts this meeting and refuses to leave after being asked to by myself, then the speaker may be escorted out for disrupting an official meeting. And the last sentence here is, board members will not respond to individuals who address the board except for clarification of points made by the presenter. So now that we all understand the guidelines here, I will call our first speaker who signed up, and that would be Deborah Allen. Welcome, Deborah. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. Education is costly. Children are important. Our schools are overcrowded. A plan to build new schools to accommodate the influx of our growing county has been proposed. Probably going to be voted on tonight. We are building for new growth, yet teacher retention is a problem. Why? Tonight, I'm speaking about how we can begin to create a climate of respect and excellence within our school community that may reduce the loss of teachers. With that in mind, I ask 2 questions. 1, is our goal as a school district to be above the status quo, or are we content to just go along to get along? Is this board concerned about the current residents who live, work, and send our children here? Or are our priorities aligned with future growth at the taxpayer's expense? A fair salary for teachers is important, but pay is not the only reason teachers leave. Data is clear that public schools have taken on too much. Teaching, which was once an honored profession of which I am a part, has been devalued. Some teachers do not feel safe nor supported. Too many students are given minor consequences for disrespect and noncompliance. They are simply given warnings time after time. The CCS Parent Code of Conduct states under code number 4315 that disruptive behaviors will not be tolerated. However, it also warns teachers must take into account how the individual student will respond to the discipline strategy. Doesn't that seem to remove the responsibility from off the student? The handbook states more serious infractions are strictly prohibited on campus. Prohibited means to forbid or make impossible. Yet vaping continues to be just one of the problems occurring in school bathrooms. So how can you claim behaviors are not tolerated and some are prohibited while these problems continue? Our schools adhere to North Carolina law that states disrespectful language and noncompliance with staff directives are minor violations. HB 188 was added so schools would have more latitude in the use of suspensions in and out of school. However, our codes of conduct are based on restorative practices, which is contrary to zero tolerance policies. Restorative practice is only effective when the full program is utilized and staff is properly trained. So today, I say school discipline must support teachers, not just students. Principals must have strong, visible leadership like Dr. Auerbach, who was here earlier, principal of Concord Middle School, an excellent example, who is a team builder in which progress is evident. And if a student prevents a class from learning, a teacher requests the student to be removed, and administrator must act without questioning teacher. And please remember, a school will get what it tolerates. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Okay, the next speaker that signed up was Alexis Hughes. Are you here? And you are speaking for a group, so can you give me a quick overview of that group?
My name is Alexis Hughes. I'm a resident of Cabarrus County, and I am the founder of the group You Heard Her, and we are a group that advocate for female students within our school district here in Cabarrus County.
Okay, so you're speaking as a group. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you so much. As I mentioned, my name is Alexis Hughes, and I'm a parent to 3 children. I'm here tonight because this board has left this community no option but to show up. I want to be very clear so that there's no confusion or mischaracterization about what I'm saying tonight. This is not about hate or about judging any child. And this is not about asking the board to take a position on personal beliefs or ideology. This is asking you to be brave. There are people in this community with different views, including religious views, and that is not something this board is responsible for resolving. What you are responsible for is ensuring that students are safe, that their privacy is protected, and that policies are clear and consistently applied. Months ago, a female student sat in one of these seats and did something most adults are too afraid to do. She walked to this microphone and described a boy who identifies as a girl watching her and other girls undress in a locker room. She told you how uncomfortable it made her feel, and she told you how uncomfortable it made her classmates feel. Her coaches and principals said it was too political. She came to you all for help. You heard her. You did nothing. Shame. And here we are months later with no policy, no guidance, and no consistency from any of you. Every school handling it differently based on if a principal has enough guts to stand up for females or not. That is not leadership. There is nothing political about a child that feels unsafe when they are changing clothes. That is a basic expectation of privacy, and it is all of your responsibility. In January, I emailed every member of this board outlining the legal implications of your inaction. 2 responded. The rest chose silence. That silence is now on record. Now let's talk about facts. Our schools serve over 35,000 students. According to the UCLA Williams Institute, approximately 300,000 youth, 13 to 17, identify as transgender. Applying that locally, that would be roughly 490 students that are transgender out of 35. It is very likely fewer here, and you all know it. Those children do matter, and they deserve dignity and protection, but leadership requires balance. It is not reasonable nor balanced to require the remaining students, 34,510, to give up their expectation of privacy in spaces that are by definition intimate, nor is it feasible to accommodate 34,000 students with singular user facilities. Why are you putting the burden on them? This comes down to 3 things: safety, privacy, and respect for every student. Transgender students deserve protection, but policy has to protect all students. And right now, the absence of policy is failing every single student in our district. This is not an isolated issue. I speak with countless parents, teachers, and students in schools all over Cabarrus County, and many are silent. They are watching what happens to those who speak up, the backlash, the targeting, or just simply being ignored by this board, and they are choosing silence. What happened last week on social media matters, but it is a symptom of the issue, not the issue. I do not condone a child being posted online or hateful language towards any child. Trans identifying students are children, and they deserve our protection, so let me make that clear. But when people feel ignored and dismissed, they react, and they react poorly. Was it right how it was handled? Firmly no. Was it predictably going to happen given the lack of action by the board so far? Absolutely. And this is what happens when leadership fails to act. Now let's talk about your position. I understand that it's complicated in the legal sense. It is constantly shifting and is not fully settled, but do nothing is not a safer option. Clarity and lawful policy are. You are navigating federal interpretations of Title IX, a federal injunction in North Carolina blocking Biden's expansion of Title IX, and state law defining sex as biological male and biological female. So the question is, can we avoid being sued? Because that's not the question you should be asking. It's, can you defend your policy as reasonable, lawful, and balanced? And that answer is yes, with a clear district-wide policy, biological sex-based separation in multi-user spaces, and private alternatives for trans students uncomfortable using spaces according to their biological sex. That is not extreme, discriminatory. It is balanced and defensible. What are you going to do? The data is clear, the law is clear, and at this point you all have to stand on the right side of history. Doing nothing is not a decision, it is a risk. Title IX lawsuits work both ways. If it was my daughter, you would all be sued.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hughes. My next speaker that had signed up is Chris Cranston. Are you here? And if you could take a moment to tell me about your group, because you wanted to ask for 5 minutes.
You can see my shirt here. Facebook group is called Cabarrus County Citizens Against Tax Hikes and for Government Transparency. We welcome all members. It's a public group. You'll find a bunch of different types in there, but I would say the majority of us are still there for the purpose of trying to fight property tax hikes and bring more transparency to local government.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Go ahead, sure.
Good evening, Cabarrus County. Well, hang on one second. Good evening, Cabarrus County School Board. Hello to all others in attendance and those listening online. A special mention to the members of Cabarrus County Citizens Against Tax Hikes and for Government Transparency Facebook group, also known as the Tax Page. Thank you for allowing me to represent you here tonight. The largest thank yous go to America's founders and every brave man and woman who has sacrificed in any way, especially those who lost their lives for the privileges that I'm practicing here tonight. Our founders were brilliant in pointing out that there are certain truths that are so obvious they do not need to be proven. As an example, men have penises and women have vaginas. If the signage says woman and you don't have a vagina, you do not enter, and vice versa. Does this sound like something you already knew? Did the blue-collar flooring installer really need to come up here and say such plain truths? Can you not put these more than obvious facts into policy for those very loud few who would argue? I have heard excuses from our board members on why this hasn't been done, and it's mostly over money. Specifically, yours. You fear being sued and losing money due to lawsuits for stating the obvious in writing, then please get your stuff, pack it up, and leave right now. Anyone who puts their love of money over their love for children and truth doesn't belong on the school board, in my opinion. I hope these excuses are false, and I need to state I have not heard these excuses directly from school board members. But if not that, then what is your excuse? Hiding behind some laws while ignoring others isn't passing the smell test. We are demanding strength and moral character from these setting policies for our children's schools, period. Every winning candidate from the recent school board election said they would address this issue, so maybe it's going to take Mr. Hartzell, Mr. Barbie, and Mr. Kirk's arrival to help bring safety, honor, and reason to our schools and this board. But I hope y'all have what it takes to write a reasonable and dignified policy on girls and boys, each having separate spaces for exposing themselves in ways they would never do publicly. What really blows my feeble mind is knowing we were all children. Not one of us here doesn't know and fully comprehend the discomfort of living in our own bodies. You ladies up here, did you play sport? Have you forgotten how difficult it was to try out for teams, fully knowing that there are faster, stronger, and more coordinated peers staring at your weaknesses and flaws? Now imagine throwing a penis or two into the mix. How many girls will simply decide to not participate over that level of discomfort and even threat? You demand our daughters have more backbone and tolerance than you display. The studies have been done, repeated, and tried again. The results are in. Lying to children ends badly, very badly, and even has violent consequences. They are killing their own selves. They are killing each other. And if you want more of it, then continue on. It's the child that you tell these lies to that is in the most peril. You might as well put them into a suicide booth and pull the lever. Yes, life is hard. Yes, some of us struggle with identity more than others, but that's always been true. The difference being we were not lied to. We were taught we were each made unique. Never told a tomboy that, yes, you were born wrong, and that the adults would correct the error with pills and surgeries. Never mind the lifelong consequences those choices bring. When I think of the most enthusiastic tomboys from my youth, I see they are today wives, mothers, and even more stable mentally than most of the rest of us. You are potentially stealing their entire adulthood in the name of good intentions and perceived niceness. Imagine being forced to carry the things you thought and felt as a teenager permanently throughout your adult life. When each of you lay your heads down tonight with no distractions left, but to listen to your own heart, study that heart, and decide once and for all what type of human you are going to be. One that speaks out and promotes truth even when it's hard, or one that succumbs to groupthink. Do not lose sight of the fact the very first child ever transitioned into the opposite sex ended their own life. I am done watching these children be used as pawns. The biggest victims of them all are the ones you tell transforming into the opposite sex is possible. I am threatening y'all right now with my return to speak monthly until our children are protected from these fantastical lies.
Thank you, Mr. Cranston.
Please note I have every intention of voting yes on the $300 million school bond unless y'all can't solve this easy button problem.
Okay, our next speaker who signed up was Michael Brandon Matthews. You're here. And you have 3 minutes.
I got as much time as I need. Y'all work for us. So I never read from script. Everything comes from the soul. This is where I have a problem. Every excuse I've heard from you guys is that you're scared of being sued. John Kopicki, superintendent, supposed to be here for the safety of our kids. You compared, and I quote, the safety of our girls to a stoplight. That the stoplight's there, we might not want it, but you just have to deal with it. That is not what a man of your caliber is supposed to say when it comes to our kids. Shannon, why won't you stand up? I know the facts. It's money. Catherine, you have a daughter. What are you going to do when a man walks in there with her? What are you going to do? Sam, all you do is sit there like this. You don't care. Kopicki, I swear the things off record that you say and then come on camera, it's like you got a further agenda for a job application. That's exactly how yours looks like it's playing out. Rob, I took up for you in front of millions of people saying you were up there for the right purposes. Stand up. Don't be a coward. Who gives a crap if you're sued? You don't think I worry about it? Is money more important than the kids? Is it? Greg, I told you outside. This is where you stand up, you show your true character. You going to stand up and say you want the safety for these girls? Because I'm getting you real fast. Pam, you have 2 daughters. You want to sit there and tuck your head behind the desk like you always do. It's never your problem. It's always somebody else's problem. Melanie, dear God, I know your beliefs. And I'm surprised you ain't dancing on that counter. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. I'm surprised you ain't dancing. Why aren't you dancing? You, that smile, it's close. All you do is sit back and hide with the excuses. You pull them behind scenes. You tell them to keep their mouth shut. If you can't protect them from being sued, then they should fire you. That is a poor attorney if you can't protect the people that hired you. But I'm going to tell you what's fixing to happen. Y'all going to screw around. And one of these girls, something's going to happen. And an innocent father is going to go to prison because he's going to do what every man in this building would do. You, and even you. You let a man touch your daughter, and you tell me you don't put a bullet. Tell me. Now you look at these girls. Every one of these girls. The one that it happened to, smile while you're looking at her. Dear God, give me a reason. I am that fed up.
Brandon, that's out of order.
Smiling. Keep smiling. Those girls are the expense. Now everybody watching live is seeing exactly what you're doing.
Okay, thank you, Brandon.
If you're not for it, stand up.
Thank you, Brandon.
Stand up.
Thank you, Brandon.
Stand up.
We can't
You're
stand
a
up.
coward. Every one of you. Just like I said, Melanie, this truly lets me down from the bottom of my soul. You should have stood up.
Thank you, Brandon.
You got to look at where your values and your
That's
morals
enough.
are.
Brandon, that's enough. We got
Ain't
to
enough.
We got to go on to the
It ain't never enough.
I have to
Y'all
go to
don't
next
do
speaker.
nothing.
Next speaker.
Y'all are out of turn, not me.
Okay, my next speaker is Mr. Bubba Hartzell. Okay, Brent. Okay, Bubba, are you here? Bubba Hartzell, are you here? Okay, you're next. You also have 3 minutes.
Good evening. Is it on? Yeah, it's on. It was left on. As another incident of a male and a female bathroom has occurred, it is past time for Cabarrus County Schools and this board to take action. With House Bill 805, President Trump's executive order, a policy can now be made that students can use the bathroom and locker room that is assigned to their biological sex. For the record, sex defined by the state is assigned at birth based on their biology. That is in the statute. So I don't know how that could be against Title IX. Makes no sense. Despite what some people are saying about me, I'm very much concerned about the recent events at Mount Pleasant High School. I've heard a few different perspectives of this incident, which hopefully was an honest mistake and will be handled appropriately. As my main concern is the safety of all students going forward. As a former exceptional children's teacher and instructional assistant specializing in behavior management, I have not and I will never single out any one student. Student safety will always be my top priority. We have to have transparency and accountability from all. I call on this board as a parent myself to take action, no matter what the board attorney or the superintendent says. Board members, please remember you work for the people, and the people want a motion made. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hartzell. The next speaker is signed up as Keisha Sandage. I see you in the corner. You said you're speaking for a group. Can you please take a moment and tell us about that group?
Good evening. How y'all doing? As you said, my name is Keisha Sandage. I have a group on Facebook called Purple Table Talk, and we come with all kind of issues, just depending on what you're feeling that day, whatever may be going on. You can talk about it in that group and hopefully get a neutral opinion from others. All right, so I am coming to you as a person who has sat on that board and has experienced the same thing. I remember being at the Board of Elections in 2024 running for re-election, and there were many of you that are sitting up there today that people were handing out this yellow ticket and this white ticket and were saying, if you don't want boys in the girls' bathroom, vote for these folks. And those folks sit on this board today, and people are asking you to do something about it. I want to remind you that any individual board member, I'm not sure why y'all don't know this, I know you go to board school for the first couple of months, any individual board member can bring a motion before this board. You got people asking you to do that. They want you to say, hey, I, board member A, put this up for a vote, and y'all vote on it. Let's see where you stand. I do think there are a few things that are right that I've heard thus far. One being that, everybody just wants their kids to be safe. Folks don't want boys in the girls' bathroom. In the literal sense, I get that. But I will tell you from where I sit in the mental health world, those kids, they struggle, just like all kids. And I think that when you think about how we keep kids safe, you got to think through the whole discussion of that, the whole thought of that. Melanie, in order for you to be a good board member up here, I know you just got a standing ovation. Like, when you say you're going to do something, do it. Bring a vote tonight. Let's see you do that. You got the power to do it. Do it tonight. I, for one, remember you campaigning on that. So let's stand on business with that, baby. I'm talking about children who are transgendered. I know several of them. I have seen adults bully kids online, and that is not okay. These kids go home, they go to school, and they don't fit in, period. They don't fit in. Those kids have mental health diagnosis. Those kids ultimately kill themselves. And I don't know, we're talking about safety. Do y'all know that we've had 3 suicides in 2024? This county has never seen kids killing themselves. It has over the last few years. And I hope you guys are paying attention to that, because discussions like this wind up in our kids killing themselves. Sit with that. I'm not sure how many people in this room would be okay for this conversation being the result of a kid committing suicide. These are the types of conversations we have behind closed doors as adults, and we don't bring kids into these conversations. Now, I'm talking as a person who has set up there. There are groups that kids can be in where they can talk amongst their peers, have somebody that there's safe space. This is not a safe space for many of our kids. And I'll tell you what this looks like. And as a person of color, this looks like discrimination. Are we saying we want to segregate kids? I've seen comments online where we're saying put those kids in this school. That is segregation. That is discrimination. And while I agree with some of the things that have been said here, what I will never agree with is us putting kids in an unsafe space. We have signed up to protect all kids, regardless of what they look like. And I'm counting on this board to continue to do that. I know when I got up there, I learned stuff I didn't know because I had never been in that seat before. I'm sure, Greg, you're learning things. Melanie, you're learning things. Shannon, Catherine, you're learning things. Take those things back to the people who are hurting our kids and let them know what that looks like from that seat, not as a spectator. Because spectators, they don't know what you know. They don't know what you feel. They don't know what you experience in those seats. But it's important for them to understand that so that our kids are truly safe.
Thank you, Ms.
Every
Sandage.
single last one of them. Thank you.
So the next speaker who has signed up is Keisha Garrido. Are you here? Welcome. You also have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Dr. Kapicki and members of the board. I'm here today to mark the 1-year anniversary of my public records request from Mount Pleasant High School. My first request was made on April 18th, 2025, and as of today has not been fulfilled in its entirety. I've emailed each of you personally, also Mr. Furr, and I've always been told, they'll come, but now at the 1-year mark, I feel like I've given you guys enough time. Chapter 132 of North Carolina General Statutes mandates public records to be made available. The Cabarrus County Schools webpage acknowledges that and states that public record requests will be processed as quickly as possible. Also, just to recap, in case you're not familiar about what I'm talking about, this goes back to last year when Miss Jacobs lost a PE spot. She chose to have our track and field and strength and conditioning coach move to a different school. I dug into that a little bit because it just didn't make sense to me. It turns out our money was being spent on football, track and field money, and volleyball money. So you guys spoke about Title IX. To me, that's also a Title IX. We have girls playing volleyball and running track and field. It was spent on boys football. Ultimately, the only answer I was given along those lines was the principal has the final say of where the money is spent. So under our administration with Ms. Jacobs, we've also lost our librarian, and students have lost access to the library for this year. We've also lost a secretary who had been with our school for many years. So as others have said before, we bring issues to you guys, and we just want you to care and let us know that you hear us, and we want a response from you. It doesn't have to be the answer that we're necessarily wanting, but we want to know that you've heard us and like you care about what's going on at our school, because ultimately it feels like you don't. Really quick, I did meet a young lady earlier. She did not sign up to speak, which she wanted to address. The choir teacher at West Cabarrus has been told that she will not have a job there. So the arts, I know, is really important to you, Mr. Chodaway, and I just really encourage you guys to take a look at that and don't let us lose that arts program in our school. It's so important. We've had that threatened at Mount Pleasant Middle School, and we were losing the drama program. I know that our band and theater programs at our high school struggle for funds all across the county, so please don't let that slip by the wayside too. So many things going on in our county, but those are a few things that are important to me. But please listen and just let us know, guys, that you care about what's going on, because you sit there and you smile and nod, and please just follow through. I mean, Dr. Kopicki, I've spoke with you many times in person, and you promised me a phone call, and it never happens. Miss Furr, Lori Furr, she has all my information, so if you guys want my phone number, email, whatever, she has it, and please, I'd love to hear from you all. Thank you, guys.
As far as the chorus, that program will remain next year.
Pardon me?
The chorus program will remain next year.
Thank you. That's good to hear.
Okay, and I guess our final speaker of the night is Larry Pittman. Are you here? There you are. Larry, you have 3 minutes.
First, you got to tell me how to work this thing, because I've never done it. It's good. Okay. Larry Pittman, retired Presbyterian minister, retired North Carolina House Representative member, and current county commissioner. Couldn't think of it. Well, I can't think because I'm upset. I'm very upset by what's going on. And this isn't going to sit well with anybody who thinks we don't need all of God that we can get in our lives. But I'm going to tell you something. Transgenderism is a mental disorder. It needs to be treated as such. It needs to be treated with psychotherapy, not accommodation. And to have somebody coming in a restroom where they don't belong, and I'm sorry, if you're not the right gender, you don't belong in there. I don't care what you think your gender is. If you're a male, you don't belong in the women's. If you're a woman, you don't belong in the men's, or boys, or girls, whatever, whichever it may be. Well, that's happening. I've heard of a few instances in our county schools. And I'm trying to stay calm, but it makes me mad as fire. And I'll tell you this. Anybody in our school system who wants to tolerate that, support that, accommodate that, whether it's a teacher, a coach, a principal, or the superintendent, anybody who wants to tolerate that garbage should be fired. It is wrong in the sight of God, and we better start being more concerned about that than we are about what's right and wrong in a court of law. And we need to be willing to go to court for what's right in the sight of God, even if it costs us something. And I know kids get bullied, and I'm sorry for any kid that happens to. I grew up with it. I got bullied all the time because I was a pudgy little kid on the playground. The bullies thought I'd be easy. And I knew enough of the Bible to know turn the other cheek. They'd have to hit me about 3 times before I'd fight back. But once I did, they'd be beating the tar out of me. But I wouldn't quit. When the other guy quit, I figured I won. So I know what it is to have to face bullies. And maybe you feel bullied because of some of these people in office that tell you you're going to be in trouble if you do something about this. Stand up to them. And I know some of you tomorrow night will be coming to the budget workshop, and I'm going to give you a choice. You can deal with this the right way, make a commitment tonight that you're not going to put up with this stuff anymore, or don't expect me to vote to give you any more of the taxpayers' funding. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pittman. That actually concludes our guest speakers. We appreciate everyone's input on that topic. Ready to move on, or do we want to break?
Y'all don't have a comment? Nothing? No motion? This is your chance. Show us your character.
There's plenty of things that are behind the scenes, like you said.
Everything's behind the scenes, you guys.
Okay. So with that.
Y'all had 2 years since I brought this to you.
Okay, thank you. I understand that.
That's what I thought. All right, everybody sing.
Okay. We're going to move on to section 8, which is the report section.
Y'all, wait for that lawsuit.
I can't believe how smug you are, smirking at people while they're talking, if they're looking at your phone. That blew my mind, man. You're an attorney?
And y'all listen to him.
Y'all know since y'all appointed us, your lawsuits went up 120%, right?
You're listening to, look at him. He's smiling now. Come on, Kapicki.
Have some guts.
What's that?
We'll stand behind you if you get sued for standing up for what's right, and that's our girls.
It's on y'all when something happens. Remember that.
Right now we're on section 8.01, which is committee reports from board members. So I know there were a couple meetings that occurred. Does anybody want to give us an update? Pam.
Our interns met today. Big thanks to Mr. Filfer for talking about communications to our interns. We have one more meeting with them, and then we will recognize them in May. And some of them are wrapping up their service projects. So just very proud of the hard work. It's also nice to see them receive some of the awards in our award ceremony tonight. So I just appreciate all the work they're putting in, but more importantly, thank you to the district staff who are working so hard to make that program useful and informative. The other thing I'll just speak to, I sat in on a SHAC meeting, and I apologize, I don't know all the details of what occurred during the meeting, but I will just say that to have experts dedicated to talking about mental health, both for our professionals who work every day and know how hard this work is, but then also so that they can be the best they can be to support our students. I just truly appreciate the dedication and the conversation that was shared last week. So I see you, I appreciate you. I know it's very difficult to do what you do, and so thank you. It is not just about pay. It's also about working and supporting each other. And we have professionals at the district level, also at the school level, who are making sure that that's a priority. So I just want to thank them for what they do.
Thank you, Pam. Anybody else have a report? Sam, and then
I don't really,
Catherine.
This is not really a report as much as just to remind everyone that our last school visit is tomorrow. We're visiting Concord Middle, and it's the last one because we're entering into testing season, so we don't want to interrupt that. So I hope you can join us at Concord Middle tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Sam. Catherine?
The calendar committee got started this week, and Sandy Ward did a good group in organizing. There's parents on here, elementary, middle, high school teachers, admin, district leaders, and I've served on this committee off and on for the last 35 years, and a lot has changed on a calendar committee. It's like putting a puzzle together with rules, and a lot goes into this committee and juggling. And anyway, we got off to a good start. Dr. Ward went over some of the guidelines, and so I think we're going to be meeting every week now until we get it finished. And we have the safety committee meeting this week, I believe, or next week.
Thank you, Catherine. Any other updates? Shannon?
Just to continue to check the Cabarrus County Education Foundation website. They always have a lot of things going on. It's a great website with good information, so just please continue to check that. They really support our teachers.
Okay, anybody else? All right, well, thank you for those updates. We're going to move on to section 9, which is the approval of our consent agenda. And these are the items that we had talked about last week that we thought we had enough information, and we're satisfied with that. So I need a motion and a second to accept or approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Thank you, Pam. Who's second? Thank you, Shannon. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, consent agenda is approved. And we're going to move on to our action items, which is section 10. And our big one for the evening is 10.01. That's the adoption of the 2026 local operating and capital budget. And we will invite Mr. Phil Penn back to the podium.
Mr. Chair, board members, Dr. Kapicki, it's good to be with you again. This is board presentation light. I'll refer to it as 6 slides. The full version of the budget presentation was attached to the agenda for the members of the public that had an interest in seeing the full detail that we've been going through for the last couple of months here. My staff reminded me that we started this process back on October 29th. It's 166 days later, if my scorecard's correct, so we're at the penultimate step in what has been a long process to pull the budget together. But I do want to publicly acknowledge my team and all the other staff that participated in this process to pull the budget together for tonight. Just to kind of recap what the continuation budget looks like, you'll see at the top a gross increase of about $8.5 million to $114.4 million. You'll see the 3 categories that we break down the budget that aligns with how the county appropriates money to us. We do know of the contingency that's out there for $5 million. We then also subtract from that gross amount fines and forfeitures that we expect to receive next year, interest on investments of about $186,000. Other revenue that we receive, and that's primarily indirect costs that we recover from our federal grants, Medicaid, and a few other different things. That leads down to a net county funding continuation request of $105.2 million. It's an increase of 3.52%, but I do footnote at the bottom, importantly, that if we do not receive that $5 million contingency, the increase is 8.43%. So what are the key drivers? We've talked about a number of these over the last month or so. Salaries, what's in the budget right now, reflects an estimated 3% increase above what's in the budget for 25-26. That's with the absence of any legislative moves out there, of course. Estimates for retirement costs, what that's going to translate to, we do not have rates yet as set by the State Treasurer's Office, nor do we have the cost associated with healthcare. Computer leases, this is one that we went back and forth on quite a bit in terms of being able to present to the county 2 different options. One would be leasing the computer devices that we would get new next year. The other option would be an outright purchase. You'll see that in the summary. Software costs, maintenance, we are aware of 2 different rate increases that are out there for Duke Energy and what's driving the utility increase there. The impact of the salary increases on the certified supplements, the increased cost of our SROs in light of the discussions we've had with the 2 respective agencies, transportation, payroll taxes, a couple of bad workers' compensation claims that we expect to bleed over into next year. And then lastly, what we expect to pay for what is predominantly change in exposure growth on our property coverage and our auto insurance as well. That drives the overwhelming majority of what's there. We did talk about a number of things in terms of the expansion requests. You'll see the ones at the top for student safety, 3 additional social workers, 3 additional 504 specialists, or 3 504 specialists. We do not have those currently. Those do take up time of the school counselors, particularly at the middle and high school level. Replacing the cell phones on the bus fleet with radios that would be more reliable in areas of the county where we do not have good cell phone coverage. An additional Spanish language interpreter to meet the growing demands of the demographics of the county. Math curriculum, which we actually talked about in cabinet quite a bit today, the need for having a cohesive one in the K-8 grades going forward. Teacher compensation, at the board's direction, we did propose increasing the certified supplement, going from 13% to 14%. You see the estimated cost of doing that. We talked about document automation software, a district-wide license that would enable a lot of different things and reduce a lot of the paper that we push around the district, enabling more efficiency as we go forward. And then with IT and network security, the additional technician and some additional network security software that we have on the list as well. One-time cost, predominantly the math curriculum at about 1.3 million, ongoing at about 2.7. You'll see the total going into the 26-27 budget of just over 4 million. Capital, and of course all the detail behind this is in the main package. Capital outlay, which is now predominantly school focused, at about $1 million. Construction of the 2 new schools that are proposed as part of this package is just under 184 million. 31 deferred maintenance projects at a total value of about 18 million. Equipment and computers, and again, this is an important asterisk at the bottom. This would be the cost if we're purchasing instead of leasing. If we do go the lease route, you can take 6.4 million off that number. And then I believe it's 15 vehicles at a total cost of about 1.3 million. Those are not your standard Toyota Camrys. These are large service vehicles, all of which have extensive mileage on them that are all detailed in the package as well. So what does that translate to in terms of the summary? And again, the 3 columns reading left to right. First column is if we're leasing the computers. Second column is if we're purchasing the computers. And the last is just a comparison to the funding request for 25-26. You'll see a total continuation request if we're leasing it at 105.2. The expansion request at 4. Capital at a total of 206.7 leaves a total funding request of just under 316 million. If we're purchasing the computers, the lease cost would not increase quite as much. Therefore, the continuation request goes down to 103.7. Expansion request remains the same at just over 4 million. In this case, your capital budget would go up by that 6.4 million I mentioned a few seconds ago, taking you to 213.1 million. Total funding request at 320.8, and you'll see the comparison to the 341.8 that we made during the 25-26 cycle. The little footnote on the side is that we did not break out vehicles from the equipment budget last year, so it's not a direct comparison to what we had received in terms of the funding request. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions you have at this point.
Board members, questions on the budget before we vote on it? Going once? All right. Well, with that, thank you, Mr. Penn.
Thank you.
I need a motion and a second to approve the proposed 2026-27 budget that will be submitted to the county tomorrow.
I'll make that motion that we approve and adopt the budget as presented.
Thank you, Sam. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Pam. I do have a motion and a second to adopt the proposed 2026-27 budget. Any further discussion? Go ahead, Greg.
So I just want to clarify, we've got 2 options, leasing and purchasing. Is the motion to go with the lease option?
The motion is to go with either, to present either to the county. So the county.
Not deciding which to present? We're presenting either or to the
That's the presentation from Mr. Penn, yes.
I thought it was the.
Melanie, go ahead. Say
I
again.
thought it was the county that decided.
That's what the
whether to
proposal
go
is
with
to let
lease
the
or
county
purchase.
make that decision.
Okay, thank you.
So the one keeps us under the 4.5, the other one does not. And that being the county that had forecasted a 4.5% increase for us. So. All right, any further discussion? Okay. With that, let's vote. All in favor of adopting the proposed 26-27 budget, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed, say no. Okay, that budget passes, and we will submit that to the county tomorrow. Moving on to 10.02. This is the Kids Plus budget overview and registration fee standardization. We talked about this last week, but we're welcoming back Ms. Amber Diggins.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Welcome back.
Thank you again for having me. So yes, last week I shared with you all our financial position and request to approve a standardization of the registration fee. And so I have not received any additional questions or clarifications, so I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
I don't think we've received anything from the public here about this increase, so any further questions on this one? Melanie?
If we go with this raise and the standardization of whatever you're talking,
the registration
I don't have the
fee.
figures in front of me, but will that put you in a place where there will still be some profit to this, or at least breaking even, where you're not going to have to go into your fund balance, or will that still continue?
So this was a phase one opportunity to try to recover some of our deficit. It will not be all encompassing. We will be bringing with you a phase two proposal to help with the rest.
Okay, so more to come.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Are we comfortable voting on this one? Need a motion and a second to approve the proposed Kids Plus registration fee standardization.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Sam. Do I have a second? Melanie? So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, with that, let's vote. All in favor of that motion, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, that passes. Thank you. And we're going to move on to 10.03, and this is the 2026 General Obligation Bond Resolution request that the county had asked us to do.
Yes. Good evening again. So we are again
welcoming
presenting.
Brian Cohn. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. We are presenting to you again the resolution by this Board of Education to request the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners to put on the November 3rd ballot a general obligation bond request, and I will read that resolution to you at this time. Whereas Cabarrus County Board of Education is the 8th largest school district in the state of North Carolina, currently serving in excess of 35,000 students. Whereas the Cabarrus County Board of Education has determined that existing school facilities in Cabarrus County are not adequate for the maintenance of public schools in the county for the term prescribed by law. Whereas the Cabarrus County Board of Education has currently identified constructing, expanding, renovating, and repair needs totaling more than $1 billion, and those needs continue to grow. Whereas it is necessary to provide funding for the most immediate needs in Cabarrus County as addressed in this resolution. Whereas the estimated cost of these projects is $300 million. Whereas a bond referendum is an appropriate manner in which to fund these projects. And whereas the Cabarrus County Board of Education wishes to work together with the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners in presenting a bond referendum to the public which will address these critical capital needs. Now therefore be it resolved that the Cabarrus County Board of Education hereby requests that the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners place on the November 2026 general election ballot a bond referendum in the amount of $300 million for the projects identified in the approved long-range capital plan for Cabarrus County schools, adopted by the Cabarrus County Board of Education this 13th day of April, 2026.
And just clarify that $300 million is based on our capital plan.
Correct, yes, sir.
Any questions on this? Are we okay with the resolution? If so, I need a motion and a second. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Sam. So we do have a motion and a second to approve the resolution as it's been presented. Any last minute discussion? Hearing none, let's vote on that one. All in favor of the resolution, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, that resolution passes and that will be sent to the county as well.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. All right, next one is 10.04, and this is for our calendar for next year that modifies essentially the same as we had this year with a few minor adjustments due to holidays. We've had an opportunity to review that. Is there any changes that we want to make? If not, I need a motion and a second to approve the calendar for next year.
So moved.
Thank you, Greg. Second. Thank you, Shannon. Any further discussions on that one? All right, so the motion is to approve our calendar for the 2026-27 board calendar. So all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, our calendar will be set for next year, next school year. So moving right along, our last item on the agenda is last open item agenda is 10.05, Legal Affairs Committee recommendation. And I'm going to hand this off to either Sam or Catherine to talk about what we have presented or proposed here.
As we distributed last week, I guess it was, the Legal Affairs Committee recommendation is that we extend our relationship with our current legal counsel for one more year. And you have received the letters of engagement with the particulars. And so that's our recommendation. And so I make that motion.
Okay.
And I'll second
Any further discussion? The justification for that was good ratings, what?
After evaluations from the staff and the board, they were stellar. And so I do think this is not part of the motion, but as we have talked, we recommend that maybe after this next extension that we look to put together an RFQ for going forward.
Yeah, we'll have a different makeup of the board at that time, so that would make sense. Okay, we do have a motion and a second that we extend the letter of engagement with our two existing legal counsel through June 30th of next year, 2027. Okay, all in favor of that motion, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, that motion has passed as well. And that was our last item before we do have a need for closed session. Let me read that one. The board, need a motion and a second for the board convene in closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318-11A1 to prevent the disclosure of confidential information, including information not considered a public record within the meaning of Chapter 132 of the General Statutes, to consult with an attorney pursuant to General Statute 143-318-11A3, and to consider confidential personnel matters pursuant to General Statute 143-318-11A6. Would somebody be willing to make that motion? Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Pam. Any further discussion on that? All in favor of moving into closed session, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, we are going to say goodnight to our listening audience, and we are now in closed session.